Before we get started, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to click subscribe and get yourself notified by turning that bell notification on because we drop new videos every Tuesday morning at 7 a.m. Central Daylight Time. And sometimes we will do videos like this out of nowhere, even on a Friday night. Who cares? Just turn that notification bell on so you will get that notification. And of course, if you could also do me a favor and drop a like on this video, because here's what I'm proposing. If we get to 75 likes by Monday night at 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time, I will commit to another Just Dance stream right here on this channel. So get to 75 likes. All right, share this video, click the thumbs up button, and let's talk about something that I'm kind of passionate about, and that is sports video games. In fact, some of the origins of this channel involve talking about sports video games, and we're starting to get those announcements, folks. And the most recent one comes from our friends over at 2K, which, yes, they do support Stadia. If you had been actually listening, folks, they do support Stadia, and we're getting NBA 2K21 coming to the platform on September 4th, which is probably a familiar day with many of you that are interested in Marvel's Avengers, Tony Hawk Pro Skater Remaster. September 4th is going to be a pretty big day in gaming, at least for me personally, because all three of those games are absolutely on my radar. And we got the official confirmation that Google Stadia will be getting NBA 2K21. However, there's some things I do want to talk about specifically when it comes to the 2K franchise on Google Stadia. Now, as you can see the graphic on the screen, this will be the graphic you pretty much see the entire time here, is the available editions for 2K. So the current gen edition, which features Damian Lillard on the cover. They have actually 3 covers here. Actually 4 if you want to be truly technical, but 3 cover athletes. So September 4th is the release date for all of them. You have the $100 Mamba Forever edition, which features the late, great Kobe Bryant, the Black Mamba. That's awesome. It was expected to see him on a cover this year, and that is a beautiful rendition. I love it. But it is revealed right there on the bottom that PS4, Xbox One, the Nintendo Switch, PC, and Stadia will be getting the Mamba Forever edition. And if you buy this edition for the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, that will actually carry over to the next gen, and you'll get the base version of 2K21 for the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, depending on which one you get. Now, here's where my issue comes into play for the first part. So let's talk about next gen. As it is viewed right here, Google Stadia is listed as a current generational title for NBA 2K21. Now, by all accounts and facets, yes, Stadia is technically in the current generation of gaming. It should be, because it's a current platform. Now, what we do know about Google Stadia is that it is a platform that is constantly upgradable to next-gen hardware. So once the PS5 and Series X comes out, there should be no reason that we don't see the improvements from the Google side to kind of match that technical, space that the PS5 and the Series X will eventually enjoy. Now, just viewing this, you can see that Stadia is not listed as a next-generation title, and I have an issue with this. I mean, first and foremost, the pushback I got when I put this out there on Twitter is that, well, version 2 or Gen 2, whatever you want to call the next generation of Google Stadia with new hardware, it's not out yet, hasn't been announced yet, so they maybe have to stay tight-lipped about it, and instead of getting the ire of the community by not listening to Stadia at all because they can't announce that they're going to be a next-generation version of the game, they're just doing this. They're just putting Stadia in the current gen side. Now, I have an issue with this because if Google Stadia is going to enjoy these technical upgrades that by all accounts they should, like the unbeatable graphic fidelity, as 2K puts it, 2-second load speeds, which Google should have the ability to pull off, new gameplay features, and expanded game modes. So Google should have the ability to achieve that with Stadia. By what we see here, they don't. That to me is an issue, because why is that the case? Google Stadia should be able to enjoy those technical upgrades, because by all accounts, they should be able to match what the PS5 and Series X does almost to this point right now. Of course, those two may have a current advantage as it is viewed in the public, because right now we know what the PS5 and Series X will deliver. We don't know what next generation Stadia does mean. So hopefully, at the very least, this is just kind of a placeholder, and Google Stadia's name will be placed over onto the right side of this column. But here's where my issue lies with that. If you look in the 2K21 next-gen side of things and look at just the base version with Zion Williamson on the cover, which is the third column there, Holiday 2020, so there's not actually a release date for this game just yet. So it'll probably be around the November area. Whenever those new consoles launch, that's when these games specifically will launch. Hopefully, Google Stadia will eventually get a free upgrade. But here's the problem. Look at the standard retail price underneath the 2K21 base edition for next-gen consoles. That is $69.99 US. Now, if you want to go way back into the time machine, you can look at Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis titles that were an exorbitant amount of money when you consider what it is today. And if you take inflation into it, it's an absurd amount of money to be paying for. Let's just look at maybe like a Madden title for the Super Nintendo, which probably would cost you almost $100 in today's money to buy the Super Nintendo version back then. Yes, so, I mean, the pricing's been there before. This is unfortunate to look at the possibility that NBA 2K21 is going to be starting out with $69.99 as the base cost for the next-gen title. Now, looking at that freaks a lot of people out because this is setting the precedent that next-gen titles are going to cost more. Now, we have enjoyed the $60 price mark since the Xbox 360 and PS3 era, and even back then, we were looking at an original price of $49.99 from the PS2 and the Xbox and the GameCube. And we had that $10 increase, and people were like, oh my God, this is terrible. But even then, and I guess to this day, you have to understand from a business side. And it's hard for me to separate this now. I understand perfectly from a business side why this is happening. As a consumer, I hate this. I hate that we're spending almost $100 to play a game. That is insane. But sometimes you have to take a step back, and even as I'm talking about this, I really need to look at it through this lens that games are becoming more expansive. Games are, the dev teams are being exploded with new talent that are helping to create these games. A lot more people is required to make a game like 2K21, like a Cyberpunk 2077, like a Horizon Zero Dawn, like a Last of Us 2. Like, you have all these games that are becoming so much more expansive that require so many more minds behind it that the game prices have never reflected that. This is the unfortunate reality, folks, that we have to live through, unfortunately. Although, if enough people complain about it, who knows? Because we're looking at possible differences to Madden, but that's kind of not here or there. But this is just something that we need to be on the lookout for. And it's going to be interesting how it's going to affect Google Stadia specifically. Now, as 2K21 is concerned, Stadia is a current gen title. So if that means we're going to save $10 every single time we buy a new game, so be it, whatever. But the fact of the matter is, we need to be expecting $69.99 going from here on out when it comes to next-gen specific titles. Now, this is where it's kind of tricky for Stadia because it's going to be a cross-generational platform where it's going to constantly be upgraded. So this is the weird part. So I mean, whether Stadia eventually gets the up to next-gen and how that reflects price-wise, that'll be interesting to find out because there's no reason why Google Stadia specifically cannot enjoy what 2K21 is going to be offering from a technical standpoint when it comes to the next-gen titles. Why can't Google Stadia enjoy that? Is Stadia really not truly up to task just yet? Is version 2 still around the corner? Or is version 2 not even a thing yet? And that's why we're looking at a current-gen version for Stadia and not a next-gen version. I want to know what your thoughts are. So leave it down in the comment section below. What are your thoughts on Stadia becoming next-gen? Is it really next-gen, or are we going to be stuck in the past for a while? And pricing, is this something that you can tolerate? Is it something that's just going to be a bothersome nuisance for you? Or is it something that, you know what, this is it. This is the straw that broke the camel's back. I am no longer buying a video game if it's going to be $70 out of pocket. Or am I going to be buying pre-owned from here on out? Let me know your thoughts down below. Would love to know them. Drop a like. Again, if we get 75 likes on this video by Monday night, we'll do another Just Dance stream here on the channel. Of course, if you haven't already, follow me over on twitch.tv/Club Stadia for gameplay streams. And then, of course, we have a Discord, so join that down in the description below. Next Friday, we will be back with the Stadia Initiative around the time this video launches, so definitely be subscribe to the channel so you can get that notification. All right, enough rambling from me. It is time for me to go play some video games. I will let you out here with a final message of have a good weekend, stay safe, and we will catch you down the road. Thank you as always, and party on.